All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Lakishan Shekhawat, and I'm part of DataVerse team. Today we are going to talk about breaking into data field, how you can actually get into this field. From over the last few years, I have interacted with a lot of people who wanted to start their career in data field. And today's talk is built entirely around these things. So for next 30 minutes, my goal is to show you how you can actually break into this data field without any confusion, wasting money, and random tutorials. So let's jump right into it. So first thing, why this talk? As I told you that I started getting a lot of messages from people like, how do I switch into data field? Which course should I buy? There are so many people who directly jump into a paid course because everyone else is doing it, or someone has promised them that they will get a good salary, which is actually true. But still, you need to find out your interest as well. And for that, you don't need to spend a lot of money. If you are ready to read and study sincerely, then everything is available for free. It is available on YouTube, GitHub, and especially in our own Dataverse Hub community. So for that, you only need a clear roadmap as well as some real guidance. And that's why we are here today. Then, first of all, we need to understand about this data field. When people say, I want to work in data field, they usually don't realize how broad this field actually is. So in data field, there are three major roles. First is BI developer. BI developer is someone who creates dashboards and reports that help businesses make decisions related to their organization. Then second one is data engineer. Data engineer is someone who builds pipeline to collect and prepare data for analysis. Then we have ML engineer or data scientist who creates models, chatbots, prediction system using machine learning and Gen AI. All these domain or roles are different, but here they share the same kind of foundation, which is SQL, Python, data thinking, and real project. But before you decide like in which domain or role you want to go, you need to explore each area to find out which role actually excites you most, because without that it is going to be very difficult. Some people are not good in mathematics, so ML part is not for them. Some people are too good in like understanding business things. For them, BI developer role is quite good. So that's how things actually works. So there are so many common mistakes which people do. First of all, people skip SQL and Python because they feel tool-based learning is enough. For example, there are so many people who will learn Power BI or Tableau, but Power BI or Tableau is not enough. You need to be really good at SQL. You need to know how you will transform your data. And without these two things, you will definitely struggle in any data role. So, whenever you are starting your career into data field, that time, first of all, start with SQL and Python. Then, coming to the second thing, many people copy projects from GitHub or someone else's resume. This thing will get you an interview, but not a career. So for that, if even if you're copying it from someone else's resume, you need to understand that project from end to end. If you have some years of experience, then reach out to your friend who is already into this domain. Ask him to explain their projects so that you can talk about the project in interview, because interviewer is going to ask a lot of questions related to projects. So you should be capable enough to answer all the questions, especially the architecture of your project on which you have worked properly. Then coming to the third part, which is too much of focus on certification. Certification is not a mandatory thing, it's an optional. There are so many service based company who focuses on certification just to show their client that we have a resources who have done certification. But certification will never get you a job. Your skills will get you a job. Even if you will write in your resume that you are a Google certified data engineer or data analyst, no one is going to check it. But if you write it, if you have done that certification and if you are not good at skill, you will never crack that interview. Then choosing a domain which, because it is paying you more. I have seen people who are moving into this domain just because there is a good salary, no doubt, there it is. But still, you need to find out your interest. I have met someone who told me that he has interest in business, but still he is into this domain because he is getting a lot of good salary. So just don't come into this field just because you are getting a lot of salary. And last, most important thing, that success will come when you have a lot of curiosity, you have patience, and you will do a lot of practice. That's the most important thing. So, this is the most important part, which everyone was waiting for, a roadmap that actually works. In BI, for BI developer role, you need to learn like SQL and Python is mandatory for all these three roles. But other than that, what else we need to know? For BI developer role, we need to know either Power BI or Tableau, and a basic Excel will work. Other than that, you need to know the domain specific knowledge. For example, you might be creating a finance related uh, dashboards. So in that you need to calculate CM1, CM2, and so on. These kind of knowledge will help you to create dashboard, and you will understand what business actually want to see. Then coming to the data engineering, uh, other than Python and SQL, you need to know ETL concept. What is the difference between ETL or ELT? What is Spark? You need to understand at least one cloud. Either it can be AWS, GCP, or Azure. And for orchestration, there are so many tools, but there are few companies who prefer Airflow. And once you are done with this, you need to prepare end-to-end data pipeline projects as well. Then coming to the third one, machine learning and data science. So in this, you need to understand statistics along with ML algorithms. You need to train a model, and you need to learn how to deploy the mini projects. All these roles will require again the same thing, SQL, Python, and projects. And there are so many people who thinks that in interview or especially the product based company will ask you DSA. Trust me, most of the companies won't ask you DSA. They will ask you, most of the questions will be related to SQL. You should be strong enough to rate yourself 8 or 8.5 or 9 out of 10 in SQL. If you are up to 5, 6, 7 in Python, it is enough. Once feel that you are comfortable with Python, then learn dynamic programming. That's it. Hardly 1 out of 10 company will ask you proper in-depth DSA. Rest of the company will never ask you. So never get disheartened while applying for any product based company. All right. Uh, do you guys have any questions till now? All right. Moving to the next slide, we have a few success stories as well. We have few people in our group who have switched from non-technical background to data field. So till now, I was speaking. Let's hand over to them and share and listen to their success story. What actually has worked for them. So starting with Abhilasha Kawar, she has moved from HR to Power BI developer. So, Abhilasha, you are there.
Yes, Lucky.
Please go ahead and share your experience.
Okay. Hey, hi everyone. Good evening. Um, yeah, my transition was very, I would say, 360-degree round. I was an HR professional. I was an HR recruiter, and then I switched to data analyst role. I mean, as a Power BI developer. Okay, so people who don't know, Lucky is my real brother. So he has always been my role model. I always wanted to like I always have followed him. So one day me and my brother, I mean Lucky, we were just talking about the work thing, that how my work is little boring, monotonous, same thing I'm doing, just calling people or rolling out offer letter and all. Then he said that if you want little थोड़ा सा अलग हो, थोड़ा interesting हो, why don't you switch to this thing, data thing. And that thing actually struck me ki, yes, why not, I mean I am. So he only suggested me that you are good in speaking, handling, you can speak to people, you can handle client. So why don't you go into this Power BI role? So therein I really get motivated, and then how, as Lucky said, I have really not spent a single penny in order to get into data analyst role. Whatever I learned, mainly I learned the SQL and Power BI to crack the interview, and all I read it through the YouTube. I mean, Lucky only suggested me a channel. Actually, he asked me to read or to learn this SQL from this YouTube channel, and I learned it from there. I was working in HR parallelly. I was learning SQL and Power BI, and I think it took me good like 3 months, 4 months. It took me to prepare for the interview, and I think it was my fourth interview which I cracked, and I got into it. And trust me, again, just not because this is Lucky's group and I'm his sister, and that's why reason I am saying this, but honestly, this actually helps me, or not help, I would say I enjoy writing SQL queries and debugging the bugs कि कहाँ पे मेरी SQL query फट रही है, कहाँ पे. I enjoy it, and I really enjoy speaking to the client, explaining my dashboard to them जो उनकी requirement होती है. And since I am getting more interested in this field, and now the company I have joined, in time tech, now the new project I have gotten into, they have, I mean, I purposefully, like intentionally, I've asked them that I want to get into data engineering, and now I'm working on Databricks. So this PySpark, Hadoop, and Python, these are the new on Databricks platform, these are the new things which I'm learning. And I mean, I am learning it with my whole heart. So, guys, I mean, I think if just you need to just think out what is your passion, what are you good at. Like how I found out that I am good in speaking with people, explaining thing, handling client, and this is how I got into the data analyst thing. So that's the thing, and yeah, I think this is was my journey from HR to now a data engineer, like HR to Power BI developer, and now a data engineer.
Okay, thank you, Abhilasha. So, as he has rightly said, that you need to be keep on learning. Today, you have learned one skill out of Power BI developer or data engineer or a machine learning engineer. Going forward, after 2 or 3 years, you need to learn the other domain as well. But currently, you need to decide in which domain you need to make your primary skill. Then you can go with secondary skill as your other two domains. So with that, moving to the next person, Ashish Ritwal. He has moved from mechanical core company to machine learning, and it's been around 3 to 4 years. It's better if he will speak on this. Ashish,
Yeah,
you
hi,
there?
hi, Lucky.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi, Lucky. Thank you for. Hi, everyone. Uh, I'm Ashish Ritwal. So I came from mechanical background. I did my engineering from mechanical side only, and I worked in mechanical company like for five around like 5 years. And then I decided to move to the data side, and I discussed with Lucky what can I do. He guided me that I have to go through that SQL and Python, and then I can choose like whether I want to go to the data engineering side and data science side. And then I realized that I am more of interesting in predicting the things rather than creating the pipeline for data. So I decided the data science. And then Lucky suggested me some YouTube channels for SQL, for Python, and then like for ML as well. So I went through those channels. Some of the channels I liked, but for some of the channels I have to do my own search. And sometimes like I have to do search by topic. For example, like if in Python, like you are going through the different playlist on the YouTube, and then there are like oops concept, you are not like getting understand from the one creator, then you can search from another one. Then there might be chances that one creator is good in one explaining the one topic but not the another one. So that's the technique I applied. And for everything, like started from the SQL, then Python, then machine learning, different algorithms. Then I also learned AWS, and then like I started giving the interviews, and every interview was like kind of a learning point for me. They gave me like what I need to learn next. And I still remember when I gave my first interview, like this preparation was I did in around 4 months, and I gave my first interview. And after coming from the first interview, I realized that I need to learn statistics as well. Then I give more focus on statistics as well. Then after second interview, I realized that people are asking more question from cloud side as well. Then I learned the cloud as well. So that's where like, and then like around its 10th or 12th interview, that was converted into the offer for me, and it took me around another 3 months. So like around 6 to 7 months I got the offer, and everything was like free. Like I never bought any course or paid course. Everything was from YouTube, and YouTube is for learning and for practicing the GitHub page of all the content provider. For example, at that time sklearn was there. Sklearn was having the good content uh, everywhere, like in their documents as well as GitHub. Same thing is there, like till the now, like a lot of new technologies are coming. For example, agent to agent communication. Now also like I'm doing the same thing, right? Going through the documentation, going through their GitHub page, going through the code, trying, and then getting into like productionization. So that's how like my journey is. And if you are coming to this field, you have to always be a learner, because every day new technology is coming, and every new technology will demand you start with the fresh energy and start from the zero. Yeah, that's it from my side. If you like have any question, you can ask.
Guys, any question for Ashish? All right. So, thank you, Ashish. As he has already mentioned that you need to give a lot of interviews. Never ever think that you are not prepared. You will give interviews. There will be so many questions which you won't be able to answer. But come back, prepare, and give interview again. That's how you will make into a company. Keep trying, keep giving interviews, and no one can stop you from cracking the interviews. All right, let's move to the third person, Sonali. Sonali, are you there? Okay. I think she couldn't join this call. So let me tell about her. She was working as a manual tester in some company, I don't remember the name. And she has recently switched into a data engineer role. She took advice from her colleague she knows someone from his her friends, and that guy guided her properly, like what are the questions people ask, what are the things she needs to understand. And the best part about her is that she has consistently studied all of these things. She has understood a project as well from him. She even came to me to take a mock interviews, and I'm not the only person whom she has reached out for a mock interview. There were 2 3 more person from our group whom she has reached out, and with that she was able to crack 2 offer letters, and then she has finally joined Impetus as senior data engineer. Okay, moving to the next slide. So, what was common among them? They all were into a different domain, but they all had few things common. They followed the proper guidance. They took mentorship from their friends or from people who are part of our Dataverse Hub group, and they were consistent. If you are studying, if you are not working right now, try to give 4 to 5 hours on daily basis. The more you practice, the more it will be easier for you to crack the job. And the last point, and the most important thing, believe yourself, because if they can, anyone here can too. Then so now coming to our community, the biggest advantage you all have is the community Dataverse Hub. When I was switching for this first time into data field, that time I didn't know a single person who was data engineer. So it was very difficult for me to switch into data engineer role. But still, I was able to do it. So we have like over 1700 members helping each other on daily basis. You can ask them for mock interviews. You can get your resume uh, reviews, and you can ask them for project collaboration or even for reference as well. But again, these things work both the ways. The more you give, the more you receive. Because if, for example, if you are giving any interview, if by chance if you don't make it into that interview, share the details in the group so that other people can take advantage of that. Similarly, you might be getting help from other people as well, because when you help someone today, tomorrow someone will help you as well. And that's the whole reason why I started this Dataverse Hub group about 6 years ago, where we will build a place where we can grow together. Then let's talk about my journey as well. Even I have done my engineering in mechanical. Then I started my career as a support engineer at Accenture. I had no interest in coding at all, but I like I had no interest in coding, but I had interest in data field. And because of my curiosity for data kept on growing, I kept on learning things. There were so many people around me during my Accenture days, where when they were switching into RPA technology, but I, instead of uh, following them, I followed my interest, which was data. It took time for me to switch into that domain, but that decision was like one of the best decisions which I have taken in my life. So again, if I can, you can too. And with this, we came to our last page. So to close, I just want to remind you, don't doubt yourself. Be consistent, stay curious, and keep learning. You need to use this community, ask, share, and contribute. That's how real growth will happen. And if someone is joining who is not part of our group, please do join us. We have a LinkedIn page as well. You can reach out through that. You can, I can share the group invite here as well. And with that, I would love, I would love to take a few questions now.
Okay, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So myself, Ranjay Kumar. I have total 12 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And since starting of my career, I'm working with data only.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, I used to work with SSIS and SQL.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 years ago, I moved to Azure Data Engineering. Okay. I'm currently working in Tech Mahindra. Now, my question is, should I apply for any job with 12 years of experience in data engineering, Azure data engineering, or it should be only 4 years or 5 years? Because on that experience, I'm not getting any calls or something.
No, that is true. That first of all, you can't hide your experience of 12 years. Second thing, you can't even apply only with 4 years of experience. So the solution for that is that you need to increase your experience. When you say you have 12 years of experience, start preparing your resume and start speaking in interviews that you have around 8 years of experience. Then only you will
Okay.
be able to, you will get interview calls. Because what I believe
Okay.
is that sometimes you need to fake it until you make it.
Mhm.
Mahendra, you were asking for SQL and Python playlist. Uh, for SQL, no doubt, go with this data with Bara channel, which Saurabh has suggested you. For Python, you can go with Code with Harry. Any other questions? Uh, Andy, I will share my LinkedIn with you. Meanwhile, any other questions?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good evening, Lucky ji. No, I am Prasad.
Happy Shal.
So, yeah, Lucky ji, like previously you suggest me go for like, these topics like I have to go with the flow from A to C and B to C, like SQL and Python with Cloud and Spark.
Mhm.
I working on that. Like, and also when I just prepared little bit concept of it, like not more than basic concept, I gave some interview and like interview go well, but like some real-time scenarios, right? Like, they're asking about like, this is the data, how can you make transformation in Databricks? I preparing for Azure Data Engineer. So I found out like I should prepare well, like, real-time scenarios, like, that's I am currently working on support. I am switching to Azure, like, data engineer role. I am working on that, but like, but to understand this real-time scenarios, like, okay, we have to make analyze and understand and how we can able to tackle this, like,
Okay.
so end to end.
So to answer your questions, like how you will face this scenario-based questions, first of all,
Mm,
it will come with your experience. The
yeah,
more you will work on the real project, the more understanding you will get it. And you need to ask question to yourself, like why exactly we are doing a specific thing. Like if we
yeah,
are
yeah,
choosing something, a data warehouse instead of any other data warehouse, you should know the difference between, like Snowflake behaves differently, Redshift behaves differently. You should know the
yeah,
difference between both of these, why we are preferring. Then you can even do some Google as well. You can ask in group as well, like what are
yeah,
scenario based questions. Even there are few people who have collected all these questions in a PDF, and it is present on our drive as well.
G, G,
So you
yeah,
just need to practice
and
that.
I,
Mhm.
yeah, I will do that. G, like previously suggest me, you have to be confident with SQL and Python. You can everything will be cup of cake, like you previously told me of it. Yeah, thank you, G. We'll follow that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next question is, Partha, you were asking about like how much Python is required to clear a DA interview. Is advanced Python necessary? Saurav has already answered your question, and I completely agree with him that You should be able to solve easy to medium question. As I said earlier as well, that you should be able to rate yourself at least 5 to 7 in Python. That will be enough for you. But in SQL, you need to rate 8.8 or 8.5 plus. Any other questions you guys have?
Hi, Lucky.
Yeah.
Vital this side.
Yeah, have it all.
I have a question for someone related to me.
Mhm.
Uh, like for freshers, what is the suggestion that you give if they want to come to data engineer? Because we don't have many options or many openings for freshers, right?
Like as I told you, the path which you need to follow, which that we have already discussed, you need to learn Python, SQL, and Spark, and one cloud for sure. And for fresher, no doubt the market is quite tough for fresher. So for that, you need to put some extra efforts. You need to reach out to people, to HR. You need to convince them that if there is any opening, they need to consider you, because there are so many freshers who are applying for a job. So it's your duty to make sure that HR will review your resume. And just to get it review, do every possible thing. For example, like my company is hiring, then I will be referring, for example, 10 people. So I'm not going to ask HR to consider all the 10 people. But if you know me, then you will ask me like, Lucky, can you reach out to HR on my behalf? So I can do that for you. So that's how you need to try different ways to make sure that HR is reviewing your resume. Try to arrange HR's number, try to ping them on LinkedIn, try to ask your friends who are in that company to talk to HR about you. You need, if you have email ID, email them. Take keep on taking follow up every alternate day. Don't get disheartened if they won't even reply even after 30 days. On 32nd day, you need to try again, because if you won't be consistent, then it will be difficult for you or for all the freshers to get a job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm. Any other question? Someone was asking a question. Now I can't. Partha is saying that I have total 3.8 years of experience in PLM domain in LNT. Can I show 2 years as because I'm changing my domain? If I show 3.8 years, then they will ask tough questions. Is it okay? That's completely okay, Partha. You can show 2 years as well as 3 years of experience. The expectations will be same. It is not like that they are going to ask you tough questions. Tough questions, there are no tough questions, to be very true. The type of question will get changed after 4 or 5 years of experience. They will start asking you a little bit about designing as well. So with for less than 4 years or 3 years, they won't ask you much. They will focus only on Python, SQL, and Spark and your project. These four things are most of the interviewers will be asking you. Any other question?
Hi, Lucky. So I wanted to ask that do you have any YouTube channel or any articles we must follow for learning the architectural side? So as you said just now, I have completed like around 5 years, 5.5 years in data engineering. So generally when I appear in interview, I generally get these questions related to designing end-to-end pipelines or real-time streaming data. How would you design the pipelines and all?
So,
Um,
okay.
so
To answer your question, to be very true, right now I don't have any YouTube playlist for that. But how I encounter this thing, When I had around 5 to 6 years of experience, that time I was doing the same thing. Like whatever knowledge I had, I have. If you have worked on any project from scratch, you will get to know like what is the actual flow of the data, what are the different problems you will face while creating any architecture. And other than that, you need to have a little bit knowledge of other things as well. Like you said, streaming data. I remember when I was giving an interview for Microsoft, interviewer asked me to design an architecture where I had to use Kafka, because that time I had knowledge. I had little bit knowledge, or I would say I had only theory knowledge on Kafka. I utilized it, and with the help of that, I was able to clear that interview. So you need to be curious to learn more and more new things as well, other than the work which you are doing. Because for example, you are working on Redshift, you should know what is different in Snowflake, what are the best thing about Snowflake,
Hmm.
why, in which scenarios we can prefer that. And these are the things which keeps on changing as per the requirement. There are I don't remember which company, there is was one company, they have shared an assignment to me to prepare the complete architecture. So
Okay.
that.
One of the recent interview I have given, they have asked me a question wherein I have to design an end-to-end pipeline plus the storage layer of there for a scenario where we have real-time data, but that is not that large in size. So just it is real-time streaming, but not a very continuous flow. It's an inconsistent. So in that case, they were expecting either me to create a real-time end-to-end pipeline. So for that, I would use a managed services. But then they said that we don't have much data. Why would we pay for it? So that was bit a tricky question for me. So I just wanted to get if there are some articles we
Okay,
could
okay,
read.
because
Anyways, okay. I'll also
yeah,
search.
it is actually good that they are asking you and you are trying to answer. I remember when someone asked me to do that data modeling of tables, that time I haven't even studied it. So in first time I was not able to answer them. Next time I studied it, and I was able to create different type of tables, fact tables, dimension tables. I was able to use all the concepts of data modeling and dimensional modeling, and was able to answer. So the more interview you will give, the more you will get to know about the things.
Mm-hmm. Also, how do you see Snowflake and DBT opportunities? Like I do have experience, but I really don't get that opportunities much when I search on LinkedIn. Like, shall I learn about it more, or I should focus on GCP and AWS?
I would suggest go with the flow. Like for the
Okay.
time being, right now, whatever skills you are using in your project, focus on that. Because you should have a little bit knowledge. What is the difference between Snowflake and any other tool? What is DBT? Basic knowledge is enough. You don't need to deep down into it. It is
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
other than that, like instead of focusing on these specific tools, focus on learning new things. For example, you can learn Kafka as well. If you need a course for that, let me know. uh, are you in our Dataverse hub community or not?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
So you can reach out to me. I can share that course with you, this Kafka course, and you can study that. If you have time,
Okay.
uh, you can learn design, system design, because now you have 5 years of experience. They might start asking you designing things, because in one of my Microsoft interview question, they have asked me to design a distributed dictionary where we can do get and set, both the things. So while talking on these things, he took the topics to load balancing as well. These type of questions will
Okay.
come like rarely, but
Hmm.
still, when you will start learning these things, you will start enjoying all of these topics. So in free time, instead
Yeah,
of
okay.
focusing on a single thing, focus on system design or Kafka or something like that. Or you can start learning Gen AI as well. Rest of the things, DBT, Snowflake, the moment you will switch your company, if you will get a chance to work on these tools, you can learn it that time as well. There will be hardly few minor difference of the there will be hardly few things which will be different from the data warehouse which you are using than to data
Hmm.
to Snowflake. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, I'll reach out to you
Sure.
for further queries. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Hi, Lucky. Yes, this side.
Yeah, hi, Yash.
Uh, okay, I was already working on the support project so for 2 years, and I started giving interviews after studying for Azure Data Engineering, SQL, Python, PySpark, Azure services. I cracked 3 to 4 interviews, but I think I chose the wrong one because here it's been 2 months and I'm getting more work like data analytics, feature engineering, testing and training the data which ML model will be able to predict and all. I don't think they have any such good data engineering project here. So now, should I start searching new job like I'm still in the profession, or should I wait for 1 year, 1.5 year, and then search? And like for 2 years when I was appearing for the interviews, I was able to clear SQL, Python very easily. I was getting stuck when they were asking the real time questions about the project because I have not worked on that. So my main doubt is like if I try to switch after 3.5 years, then how will I able to prepare for the exact questions that they will ask for the real time projects and all?
So, first of all, you can talk to your manager about this thing that you are not getting data engineering related work. And two, I'm assuming that they are giving you tasks related to data science or machine learning. If you are like finding it interesting, you can learn that as well. And talk to your manager. If he says that he has some plans for you to get a data engineering project, then stay there at least for an year or at least for 9 to 10 months, and from after that you can start looking for a change. And by the time you will serve your notice period, you will complete 1 year. Because I remember
Okay.
when I got after my first switch, when I got my first project, that was we were using Flink and Java. That's it. And
Okay.
I was not liking that project because till that time I have never written a single piece of code. So it was very difficult for me, but luckily that project got closed and I got a time of 1.5 month. And during that time I learned Python, and then I was comfortable working on these projects. So talk to your manager first and then only you decide.
Okay. So if I suppose like I was preparing for data engineering now, if I get a chance to work on a little bit on ML, or if I just study for myself as I'm getting some work to do on the feature engineering, will it help in the data engineering also if I'm not totally moving into the data scientist? Like,
Yes.
do the company expect to like data engineer having some ML knowledge, ML things?
So people will expect you to have both these things, but with right now you have a less years of experience, so mostly they will focus either you have data engineering or data science. But once you will have around 8 or 9 years of experience, companies will prefer who know both of these things. So if not today, later you need to learn the other skills as well. As I already spoken in our session, that we need to learn data science as well as data engineering as well as data analyst, BI developer role. So you should
Okay.
learn that.
One last thing, like if I try to switch after 3.5 years of experience, like how to tackle the like real time scenarios if I'm not worked on that, like how can I prepare that thing? Like by preparing on own, asking to questions on my own, like why should I do this and why should I do that? But still in the interview they ask something which is more like it feels like if someone have worked already on that thing, then only will be able to answer. So that.
That's okay. Tell them the truth that you have worked on data science part in your last 1 year or 6 months. Before that, you have worked on data engineering. And again, as I was answering to Partha as well, When you have a less than 4 years of experience, their major focus will be on Python, SQL, Spark. There are few companies, very few, who will really ask you scenario based questions, and such questions uh, you can easily get it. Like there are companies who usually ask, if a job is running, a Spark job is running, it gets stuck at 99%, what is the possible reason that it got stuck? These are the basic questions. These
Yeah.
are scenario based questions, and you can easily find this type of questions. You just need to prepare it.
Okay. And any different approach need to follow while preparing for a product-based company, or is should be like just um,
Like, first of
any
all, you need to believe
yeah.
yourself that yes, you too can crack this interview. There are so many people who don't believe themselves that they are capable enough to crack these interviews. Just because of those people, people like us who believe ourselves can easily crack these interviews, even though they are more talented than us. So, first of all, believe yourself and practice a lot, especially Python, SQL. These are two most important things. We have someone in our group, Anwar. He has given an interview for LinkedIn as well. They have majorly asked questions related to SQL. I have given an interview for Amazon as well. They focused on SQL. Microsoft again Python and SQL, and in a tiebreaker round they have asked me only SQL. Then in Apple again Python and SQL. Like in 1 hour of interview they have focused majorly on Python SQL. So
Okay.
most of the thing questions will be on Python and SQL when you have a less years of experience. When you will have 5 or 6 plus of years of experience, they will start asking architecture type of questions as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Uh, do you recommend any YouTube channel if I mean a SQL is that much important that in every interview they are asking a lot of questions and a lot of scenario based question on SQL. If you can give some resource or something
So
that we
Saurabh
can
has
prepare.
already suggested SQL playlist, data with Bara or code with Bara something. I will check
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Data with Bara.
Data with Bara, yeah. So watch his playlist. He explains really good. Even I have started recommending his playlist to other people who are learning SQL.
Okay, we'll go through it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi, Lucky.
Yes, Utkarsh.
Uh, I have a question. Means actually, I have a total 3 years of experience, and and currently I am working in a different domain. But I would like to switch on the data engineering. Means the last 1.5 year means I have taken the Sumit Mittal course and practice means the PySpark and the SQL part and done the project. But in a means I have recently given the 10 approx 10 to 15 interview. Most of the time means in the starting phase of the interview means I have stuck on the PySpark coding part means mainly while writing the coding it will taking the longer time than expected by the interviewer. So means how can improve on that part means
So, as I was explaining in the very beginning, that you don't need to spend a lot of money on buying courses. I'm assuming you must have spent at least 70,000 on buying Sumit Mittal's course, which one of the costliest course available in the market. Because even if you are planning to buy any courses, but before that, at least learn basic things. As you are saying that you are taking a lot of time in writing SQL queries, so what I feel is that you don't have that much practice in writing SQL queries. So first of all, just rate yourself. You can only rate you like uh, सही मायने में
Uh,
जो रेटिंग करनी है खुद को, दैट यू ओनली नो, यू डोंट नीड टू टेल HR दैट ओके आई विल रेट 5 or 7 out of 10, but actually I know that I'm 1 or 2 out of 10 in SQL. So if you feel you are not good at SQL, first of all learn SQL properly, go in depth, learn all the videos which whatever this data with Barak, that guy is teaching you. Once you are done, or even while doing this, you can start practicing from hacker rank. Start with easy question, then medium question, then you can move to hard questions. Once you are done, move to lead code. Once you are done with lead code as well, then move to Ankit Bansal's video. So the more practice you will do, the more comfortable you will get into SQL. This is just like you just need to play with these numbers. If you will play with the data properly, you will get so much comfortable that even in your dreams you can write SQL queries.
Okay, Miss. First of all, I need to focus on the SQL part, and do we need to parallelly focus on the Python? Because in some of the interview, means they started with the Python, means after that they moving to the SQL question, and
Yeah.
most of the time, means I stuck on the SQL question, means in which means there are the 3 to 4 function that we need to implement in the same question.
So
So maybe these two questions.
So as I told you that Python and SQL are the most important thing, and that was the point which we were discussing. Like, what are the common mistake which people make? And the first point was this one only, that people start learning the tools instead of Python and SQL. So if you have time, spend timing on both SQL and Python. If you are working, spend at least 1 hour each on both of these things. If you have, if you are not working, spend at least 4 hours in a day. So go with Code with Harry and Data with Bara channel, and practice a lot. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Hi, Lucky. Sumit this side.
Asmit?
So, I have around 1.5 years of experience, around two. So, I have started applying for the job roles, but I didn't getting any calls. Like, I have applied 30, 40 interviews, 30, 40 companies, but I didn't get any single call. So, could you please suggest me, like, how should I approach?
Okay. So, first of all, people who are having less than 2 years of experience, uh, the plan for them is same as freshers. I hope you were hearing when I was telling someone about how to reach out to HRs for to get a job as fresher. You need to follow the same thing. You must have
Mm-hmm.
applied for 30 to 40 companies, but for how many companies you have actually followed up? How many HRs you have reached out? That's the problem where people who have less than 2 years or 3 years are struggling because they don't know how to reach out to them. Be active in our group, talk to people, because if, like, I know Ashish, for example, if he will come to
Mm-hmm.
me with that, Lucky, can you refer me, I will definitely refer him, as well as I will talk to HR on behalf of him. But if third person will come to me, I don't know him, I will definitely refer him, but I won't be talking uh, to HR for him. So make
Mm-hmm.
contacts as well. You need to be active on LinkedIn as well. You should have a lot of connections on LinkedIn as well, where like if we both are connected on LinkedIn. If I will like a post, then you will start seeing his post as well on your feed.
Mm-hmm.
So, so make a lot of connections. Start adding people who are into this domain.
Okay.
And again,
Uh,
last part is same, that you need to reach out to people for a referrals, and for cracking interviews, you need to practice again, same thing.
Yeah, sure. And I was also new to this community, so I have already filled the form, which was shared by some of my colleagues. So, what should be the next procedure, like how to join and all? Could you please help me with that?
You just need to you just need to raise a group invite request. Rest
Mm-hmm.
as admin, we will reach out to you. You don't need to fill Google form. If even if you will fill it, that entry will be discarded. And the same thing is mentioned even in the instructions while filling the form. So just raise a request and admins will reach out to you for next things which you need to do.
Okay. Thanks, Lucky. That's all from my.
Anyone, any other questions? All right then. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, and I wish you all the best. And I hope you guys will move into data field and will contribute in our group as well. Thank you.